show you what happens if you don't grease your clutch properly. This one here has been sitting, no grease. You'll notice here, this greaser, it's actually broken. If that ever happens, you need to replace it so you can grease it. Also, you're going to allow a lot of the elements to get in there, and it's going to get ruined or freeze up a lot quicker. This one here, if you'll notice, this handle cannot budge. Just move just a little bit, and that's just the handle moving on the shaft, but the shaft will not move itself. So what we need to do is we'll have to remove the bolts, get it loose from the frame from its mounting, and we'll just slide it off right here. And we'll get it off, and we'll see this is completely rusted. Needs to be replaced. You can try soaking it using a good penetrating anti-seize. Most of the time, in our experience, it'll have to be replaced. The rust goes from this inside housing all the way to the outside on both sides. Very difficult to get fixed. Very important to grease these here and move it periodically. Very important. This one here, for video purposes, we're just going to show replacing it. We'll take this here, just discard it. This new housing, as you get it, will come dry. You'll see it does move, but it's just metal on metal, so you will need to grease this once it's installed. But before it's installed, you can go ahead and get some grease, just like a wheel bearing grease or any good grade grease. Go ahead and grease the visible metal here. You can also run some grease in here on this as well. Any grease is good. You don't want to get grease down in here because it will create a vacuum and you won't be able to slide your clutch housing on all the way. So a little bit of grease here around the shaft is good, but you don't want to pile grease up in here. You'll never get this back on. You can also run a little bit of grease in here. If you take this off, you can put a little bit of grease on the inside of the dog, slide it back on, but that's it. But it's a good idea to go ahead and grease this while it's off. That way you do get grease in here because it is not a greasable point, and then once it's installed, you don't want to have to take it off for another seize or freeze up. You want to put your grease certs in. You're showing without, you're showing on with, and just a standard grease gun will get the oil in. It'll penetrate to the inside as you see it on the outside. So when you're putting this on, just make sure that these teeth line up with that groove, and then you'll raise it up so that the shaft will sit in here.